So how can we delete this? We have that brain base. Let's hide this brain here. And we have this brain base here. I will select it and press Alt X to see it in X-ray mode so we can see it's inside. And we can add create a data operator to delete all the particles that are inside of this brain base here. So I'll create a data operator here on the second event. Let's call this event thick veins. And let's call this data operator delete inside operator. Just make sure you check the auto update. And now let's use a geometry to do it. So with the geometry, we have this option inside objects. And now we just have to say which object using a select object. And let's select our brain base here and connect it here. And now it generates an output Boolean value. And this Boolean value just say yes, like just say that it's true if the particles are inside and false if the particles are outside. And now we can use an amount change with the delete options, which is a Boolean value as well. And let's change it here to true to delete. So if the particles are inside the object, this suboperator will say true to this spawn, and it will delete the particles that are inside. So you can see that it's already working, and it's deleting only the particles from the brain, the veins event, the second one here, thick veins. And then the other particles can stop can keep traveling, and it goes when it goes out of this brain base, it keeps generating some particles, vein particles. Okay, that's very important because we want to increase the number of those particles here a lot, because we're going to create some shape of these veins using a scale. So just let's add a scale here. It can be below the lock bond, and let's change these options to relative first. The related first, we can animate those parameters here. So here in the beginning, I'll press N to make the timeline red and it's animatable. And let's decrease this scale factor to something like 15. And in something like 30 frames, maybe let's increase it to 100 again. And see, now we have this, the tip of the veins, just very smaller. And here on the 100th frame, which is the last one, I want it to be 15 again. But on the 30 frames earlier, I want it to be 100 as well. So now it keeps from 15 to 100. And then it stays 100 for a while, and then it goes back to 15. And as you can see, we have those. Let's unhide our brain again. Now check it out. We have those cool shape like this. So I'll press N again to stop it from being animatable. And I will increase a lot this step size here. Something like 0.1 maybe. You just have to take care. You know your computer. You can make it even lower if you want it, or just something like a bit higher if you think your computer can't make it. So I think it's great like this. But I think we have too much veins. So let's decrease this value here to something like 34. I like this number. Let's update it again. Yeah, I think it's it's really cool like this. Yeah, it's fine. So now let's create a frost mesh for this. Just bring back the timeline to the first frame. Otherwise it can keep really slow when you create the frost. Not sure why. So think box, frost. Let's create another frost here. Let's call this frost thick veins. And let's add our brain, our particle flow source here. Just, I don't need those lines anymore, so I'll select it all and delete it. Select the thick veins frost and keep it union spheres, and this time let's use the radius channel because our particles are changing its size, so we have to switch it on now and have a look. We have to increase the resolution of the, let's here on the thick veins event, let's hide it. And let's increase this viewport here to something like 5 maybe. Yeah, it's okay like this. You can have some bad resolution here in the tips, but it doesn't really matter because we're not looking from so close. And I think it's okay. So you can just scroll your timeline and see where you think the veins are looking better. Now check it out. We have those missing particles here when the spawn creates another particle. We have this gap. To fix this, you can increase the integration steps. So let's increase it to half maybe. Now with the viewport with 5, it can get really slow. So we just have to be patient so you can bring it down for a while. Yeah, it looks much better now. Can't really see those gaps. So it's okay. I like it this way. So let's just convert this frost to editable poly and switch off this particle flow source. Now these veins have like a huge amount of particles, of polygons. It's cool to create the details, but now we don't really need it, so let's just add a Pro Optimizer here and press calculate. It can take some time now. And let's decrease it a lot, to like 10% maybe. Yeah, 10% is fine.